A warm welcome to everyone joining. Thank you for being here. Get yourself ready with a notebook. You can use a pencil or a pen if you're so bold. Whatever you choose to write with is fine. This is math from the void. Math coming at you pretty much out of nowhere. And today we have another quick multiple choice problem that you may see on the AP exam. It's presented a bit differently than you might be used to. Although you've absolutely learned the strategy for what you need to do here. So give yourself about, 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. I think this one's relatively short. 2 minutes should be fine. And I want you to approximate this using calculus methods. I do not want you to actually solve what the square root is. I want you to approximate it. Give yourself 2 minutes and then come on back and see how we do it here. So with these problems, you'll notice that this is really close to like a nice number, which is the square root of 16, which is just 4. So obviously this is a little more than 4. You can see that from all the answer choices. It's a little bit more than 4, but how much more than 4? 4.01, 4.02, 4.03, 4.04? We don't really know. So what we have to do when we approximate is this is sort of code word for you to use the tangent line. And you also have to figure something out here. You have to figure out what function we're working with. So based on the structure of what you're approximating, that's the square root of 16.04, it's pretty clear that we're using the square root function and then we're plugging in numbers. Plugging in 16 is really nice. Plugging in 16.04 is not so nice. And so in order to make a tangent line, we have to take a derivative, of course, and this is a very basic derivative, so you need to be very familiar with how to take the derivative of a square root function. I'm going to simplify it like this just because it's easier to plug stuff in that way. And then we can write our tangent line as follows. Y minus 4 equals slope times x minus 16. So what is that slope? Well, when x equals 16, that means we're going to have 1 over 2 times square root of 16, or 1 over 2 times 4, or just 1 over 8. So we can use y minus 4 equals 1 over 8 times x minus 16. Now, since we're using this tangent line for the value x equals 16.04, we'll see what's happening here. This is going to be 1/8 0.04 and then plus 4. That's going to be our y value. Okay, so 0.04 over 8, that's kind of like 0.01 over 2, which is 0.005. So if we're adding the 4 to that, we're going to get that square root of 16.04 is approximately, it looks a little bit like a 9, let's make it more like a 4, is approximately 4.005. Looking like A. Okay, so that's how we use a tangent line to interpret this kind of a problem, where we need to identify the function, and we also need to use the tangent line at the appropriate spot, which this is pretty close to x equals 16, so we'll be using x equals 16 as a reference point. Okay, I think it's a straightforward process. Be comfortable and smooth and fast with your derivatives, and your life will be a lot easier on the AP exam. That's enough blab out of me. I'll see you guys next time in the void.